the world of AI, we are going to be talking human just now. And so to start that, I would request you to please stand up for 30 seconds with me. Can we please get up on our feet, please? Okay. Now as we are ready, before I start the music, quick instruction. All you need to do is just follow my actions. Are we good? Yes? Can I hear a little loud? Yes. Music, please. Ready? Watch my actions and follow it. Come on, match me. So match me. Come on, faster. Can we clap for ourselves and take a seat? Could you all match me? Some goof ups which I saw? Yes. But wasn't it fun? It definitely was, right? I saw some of you making goof ups and enjoying it. Some of you laughing at somebody, oh, he's not doing correct, and still enjoying it. Now, let's just imagine that you are on a Zoom call. And you did this activity virtually. Would you have enjoyed the same activity the same way that you did just now? May not be, right? Because if you would have been virtual and connected virtually in a Zoom call, you would have not felt the same fun, the same laughter, and the same goof-ups which you did just now. And why do you think that happens? And that's the exact question that we will look into deeper as we move on into our conversation today, which I will finish in not more than 20 minutes. Okay? Yes, but impactful. Listen to it. Let's connect with it. Now, as I'm saying, I will share the insights of it. Before we get into it and look deeper into it, let me share a little something with you about me. Yes? Yes? Can I see? Leaders? Yes? Thank you. Many years back, as I was transitioning into a full-time speaker and a leadership trainer, I realized that there was something that was continuously stopping me from establishing a connection with my audience. It was as if there was an invisible wall which always existed. The harder I tried, the bigger were my failures. And I did not know what was wrong. And so, I was on the look for answers. Now, that very year, I happened to attend my college reunion after many days. It was after many years that I attended that college reunion, and it was amazing. We spoke about our future, our children, our career, everything. But most of all, we spoke about all the younger days' adventure and fun that we did in those college days. It was truly amazing. If I can ask you, when was the last time you met your friends after many years? And to be very specific, if I can ask you, what did you folks really speak about the most? I am sure you spoke about those college days and the adventure that you did and the fun that you had and all the goof-ups and the pride that you took in doing that. Yes? Yes? Can I see yes or no? Yes. If we take another example, for example, I'm sure many of us have kids, right? As parents, what are the major stories of your younger self do you share with your kids? Hamare samay mein, in our times, you were the superhero and you shared all those adventures with pride and with that authenticity. Yes? Let's take one more example. How about those family gatherings where you meet together and sit on one night and grandparents share their stories of younger days? How they managed half a dozen kids and a dozen grandkids and all the fun that they had all the way. When we listen to those stories, we see that our eyes start sparkling, our face well up, and we take pride in what we are sharing. Now, if we look at all these situations, we will see that all of these situations are somehow knit together in a common thread. They all are spontaneous, they all are instinctive, and most importantly, they are very, very heartfelt. We live those stories. We connect with those stories, and we talk about those stories which happened decades ago as if it just happened yesterday. They are so alive with us. And when I started looking at these experiences, I started to find my answers. Furthermore, my work on neuroscience and human behavior helped me to find much more better answers to this. I realized that we, as humans, we are hardwired for connection. The second layer of our brain, specifically called as the mammalian brain, it craves relationship, it craves emotions, and it craves belongingness. This is the very part of our brain that helped us to survive the predators and move up the life chain during human evolution. And the fact stays that this is the very layer of our brain that makes us more human. This is the very layer of our brain that makes us who we are. And that's where I started getting the answers which I was looking for. We are hardwired for connection. And so, the question is, as leaders, how do we thrive in this code era? Now we know we are living in a world where AI is growing at an unprecedented pace, right? AI is changing industries, it is transforming workplaces, and it is also changing the way we interact. Because now we can interact with Alexa and ask for her advice. We can ask Siri for directions, and we can also speak to ChatGPT for insights. It's amazing. It's an amazing, amazing world that is developing. But in this amazing world, there is another side in this digital time which is quietly slipping away. And those are our human connections. As we are moving into this digital age, it is creating a void between us. It is creating a disconnect. It is creating distance. As we are advancing into this digital age, it is creating a void in our relationships. in our workplaces, and in leadership itself. So the question as leaders that we need to ask today is, how can we thrive in this code era? As leaders, as someone who's leading and taking decisions, how do we thrive in this code era? And the simple answer, yet very powerful answer, is, just like the panelist in the end said, we will have to become more humans than ever before. I'll repeat that again. We will have to become more humans than ever before. So how do we do that? Let's quickly look into 3 ways that can help us to be more human. To share the first one, let me ask you a question. How many Avenger fans here? Avenger fans? Thor, Hulk, Thanos. How many Avenger fans here? Sir is nodding, not at all, okay? Avengers? Yes, you know them, right? Okay. Now, when we're talking about Avenger fans, let's talk about one of the Avenger, one of the most famous Avenger, called as Tony Stark, or also known as the Iron Man. Yes, I heard that. Yes, who was that? Amazing. Yes, I like him too. Now let's imagine, just for a few minutes, okay? Let's imagine the Iron Man without his suit. Let's imagine Tony Stark without his Iron Man suit. Tony, without his Iron Man suit, is still a super genius. Tony, without his Iron Man suit, is still a great leader who took all the Avengers back in time, helped them to get all the Infinity Stones, and save the world. But Tony, with that suit, he becomes unstoppable. The suit cannot replace Tony. The suit cannot replace the Iron Man, but it can only amplify his strengths. It can only help him to handle the heavy lifting and help him to focus more on strategizing, on decision making and creativity much better than he would do without the suit. AI in organizations is just like that Iron Man suit for our leaders. It can help you to build data, become more efficient, and do all the data crunching for you. But at the core, it still needs a human. At the core, it still needs a human leader if at all we need to thrive in the code era. And so my first suggestion to you, as leaders, when we are moving into this code era, where a lot of us are like, what's happening? Why is there so much technology? My first suggestion to you is, if we have to thrive in the code era, we must begin with acceptance. We must begin with acceptance that AI is not our enemy. AI is just a tool. It is a very, very powerful tool, no doubt about it. But AI is just a tool. As leaders, if we have to thrive in this code era, we will have to start by bringing in acceptance that AI is not here to replace us. It is here to only assist us. Because resisting change will not stop the change. It will only make us irrelevant. It will make us human irrelevant. resisting AI is like Iron Man refusing to wear his Iron Man suit. It will not make him powerless, but yes, it will definitely limit what he could achieve with his suit. And so as leaders, I want to encourage you. When the world is moving at this unprecedented pace, let's begin by bringing in, number one, acceptance to what AI has to offer. Now, when acceptance has seeped in, let's look at the second one. Now, to look at the second one, let me take you to a hospital. Nothing sad. Few years back, there was a hospital where the management had introduced AI-powered chatbots to interact with patients. The simple goal of these chatbots was to cut down the administrative burden and to speak and give quick answers to the patients. Now, as these AI chatbots were introduced, there was something peculiar which was observed. It was observed that patients now felt more isolated than ever before. And why do you think that was? It was because no matter how sophisticated the AI became, no matter how great that AI was, it could not hold the hands of the patients to give them assurance. It could not look into the eyes of the patients and tell them it's going to be all right. It could not understand their fears. And that's exactly what happens in organizations. AI in organizations is just like that. It can help you to automate data. It can help you to optimize processes. But can it really, really replace human connection? It cannot. Connection is not a soft skill. It is a leadership superpower. And so, if leaders have to make the most of this superpower, we will have to start by the second most important aspect that helps us to thrive in the code era, and that is empathy. Empathy is that bridge which AI in organizations cannot build, but only human leaders can. We as humans, we are hardwired for empathy because we all want to be understood, right? We want to be understood about what happened to us, why the situation, and everything. Empathy is that human trait which can only be accepted and done by human leaders. And so my second suggestion to you today is, as you've accepted AI, start leading with empathy, because that cannot be still replicated by the code era. Let's look at the third and the last one. Now for that, let me ask you, how many of you know what a pacemaker is? Yes, we know what a pacemaker is. It's a brilliant piece of technology that helps to regulate the heartbeat. It's precise, it's reliable, and it is essential for keeping people alive. Yes? Now, imagine, can we really use a pacemaker into something which does not have a heart? We cannot. We need that very heart. No matter how sophisticated that pacemaker is, how technology-driven that pacemaker is, it still needs the heart to survive. Our human heart, it's not just a mechanical pump. It is something which responds to emotions. It is something which adapts stress, and it is something which beats faster when you feel or experience excitement, love, or fear. Yes, in organizations, AI is just like a pacemaker that is keeping our systems easy, optimized, crunching the data, and making our life easy. But the real heart of the organization is human-centric leadership. If we attach human-centric leaders in the organizations, they are the ones who can understand emotion, inspire people, and create a culture of care in organizations, not just for the organizations to function okay, but to thrive. Just like our body needs a heart and not just a pacemaker, our organizations need human-centric leaders, not just technology, to thrive. And so, as I bring it together, I go back to my first question. Can Alexa really teach us leadership? Oh no, it cannot. Because leadership is not just about finding the right answers, but it's altogether about asking the right questions. Leadership is all about being able to see the unspoken struggles. Leadership is all about hearing the unsaid challenges, and leadership is all about using your head and your heart to thrive in this technology-driven world. And so, with my close to 2 decades of experience working on neuroscience and human behavior and working with leaders, all I want to tell you, and I want to encourage you leaders, is that if we want to thrive in this code era, start with accepting AI, but strengthen what makes us more human. Second, lead with empathy, because that gives us a competitive edge. And third, adopt human-centric leadership, keeping your people at the heart of the process, if at all we want to thrive. And so, I leave you with this. Few months back, someone asked Alexa, Alexa, what's the meaning of life? And she replied, this is the question which is best answered by the ones who are living it. And when I heard that smile, I smiled just like you all did when I heard Alexa say this, because she is correct. The future of leadership is not in the hands of AI, but in the hands of us humans. So let's not just lead in AI era, but thrive in it by being more human. Thank you very much.